As of today, more than $20 billion worth of Cardano is staked on a network that has not gone down once in over 7 years. That capital is not speculating. It is not rotating. It is parked with intent. And that creates a conflict most investors are avoiding. Because Cardano is either the most misunderstood settlement layer still standing, or it is the most sophisticated value trap in open view. There is no neutral outcome. While the market debates speed, fees, and developer velocity, Cardano chose a different axis entirely. It optimized for certainty, for verification, for sovereignty under constraint. And in this market, that decision carries consequences. To understand them, we need to zoom out. In the current cycle, noise dominates. Ethereum fragments itself into layers to scale around its own success. Solana pushes hardware boundaries to maximize throughput. New chains advertise performance metrics that read more like benchmarks than systems. Cardano does none of this. It is not racing for attention. It is positioning for legitimacy. Its role is clear. Cardano is not the trader. It is not the consumer chain. It is the banker. And that distinction matters when systems mature. Now let us talk mechanics without abstraction. Cardano runs on Ouroboros. At its core, it operates on predetermined structure. Time is divided into slots. Each slot has a leader selected probabilistically based on stake. Think of it as assigning notaries ahead of time, rather than letting validators compete at the last second. For a 12-year-old, this means order instead of chaos. For a bank, this means predictability. You know who writes the ledger. You know when. And you can prove it after the fact. That is settlement finality. That is auditability. That is why regulators pay attention. Cardano does not fight this reality. It embraces it. Its smart contracts are written in Plutus, derived from Haskell. This slows experimentation. It frustrates developers. And it filters out casual deployment. But it enables something far more important: formal verification. Contracts can be mathematically proven to behave exactly as intended. Not tested, not assumed, proven. Banks do not deploy assumptions. They deploy guarantees. And that design choice narrows Cardano's audience by design. Now theory is cheap. Geography is not. So let us move to evidence. In Ethiopia, Cardano infrastructure has been used to anchor educational credentials at national scale. Millions of student records. Not tokens. Not pilots. Records. In parts of East Africa, Cardano-backed systems have been explored for land registry and supply chain verification. Slow, methodical, bureaucratic. Exactly how state systems behave. In Latin America, Cardano tooling has been tested in agricultural traceability and export certification frameworks. These are not announcements. They are integrations that move at institutional speed, which means they are invisible until they are unavoidable. But now comes the part most analyses avoid: risk. First, usage. Despite deep staking, Cardano's transactional throughput remains modest compared to high-velocity chains. Capital is parked, not circulating. That can indicate conviction, or it can signal hesitation. Second, complexity. Plutus is not welcoming. Developer onboarding is slow, and ecosystems grow where friction is lowest. Third, governance. Cardano's governance is structured, deliberate, and conservative. That protects stability, but it limits adaptability in fast cycles. Fourth, narrative decay. Markets reward motion. Cardano refuses to perform, and narratives do not wait for fundamentals to catch up. These risks are structural. They are not temporary, and ignoring them weakens credibility. But now comes the counterbalance. Because Cardano was never designed to dominate attention cycles. It was designed to survive compression. If regulation tightens, if settlement layers are judged by auditability rather than novelty, if infrastructure is evaluated by uptime instead of throughput claims, then Cardano is already positioned. Its outcome is binary. Either regulatory clarity never arrives, and Cardano remains underutilized, or regulation crystallizes, and Cardano becomes invisible infrastructure. The kind that does not trend, the kind that does not spike, the kind that only gets noticed when it fails. And this one has not. 7 years. No downtime. No emergency interventions. No validator collapse. That is not exciting. That is dependable. So is Cardano a breakout? Or a trap? If you trade narratives, it is a trap. If you allocate against systemic risk, it is a hedge. A hedge against chaos. A hedge against regulatory shock. A hedge against systems optimized for speed before certainty. That is the asymmetry. Cardano does not need attention. It only needs the world to become more serious. If that happens, Cardano does not explode. It settles. And settlement is where power accumulates quietly. If you value deep research like this, subscribe to Crypto Wayfarer. Because we are not chasing hype. We are decoding infrastructure. Stay sharp, stay strategic, and keep wayfaring.